Years ago, I did this video right here. It was, you might be a statue addict if. It was a Jeff Foxworthy play on, you might be a redneck if. And it was really fun to do, it was comedic, and you guys responded really well to that video. Well, the truth is, even though there might be some comedy that comes out of today, I mean, hey, it's the Extreme Channel. I'm funny as shit. Okay, we know that's not true, but I think I'm funny, and that's all that matters. But today is a real list. If you do any of these 10 things, you are probably a statue addict. Now, one thing that's not on the list is if you make thousands of YouTube videos about statues, you're probably a statue addict. Guilty. Hey, my name is Mr. X. Welcome to the Extreme Channel. We are giving away $1,000 statues to you guys. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. Hey, thank you for tuning in for another countdown. Today we're going to look at some things that, yes, they may be a little bit funny, but they are 100% true. That if you do any of these 10 things, or at least 2 or 3 of them, chances are you are a statue collecting addict. Mr. X, are you a statue collecting addict? Look behind me. And there's a few things on this list I am definitely guilty of. The majority of those things I was guilty of, I no longer am guilty of because I'm getting out of the hobby. However, this is a good time for you to have some self-reflection and see if you truly are a statue addict. The fact that you're watching this is probably a good indicator. Now, before I go through my list, that'll be in no particular order, throw it out in the comments below something that you do that makes you a statue addict. I asked you to comment because I love to read your guys' comments, and that comment could win you a statue. As we try to grow this channel, we like to reward you guys for watching and subscribing. So because of that, every 5,000 milestone when it comes to subscribers, we give away a couple $1,000s worth of statues. We've actually given away over 20 statues. To win one is easy. First, you gotta be subscribed to the channel. You'll get bell notifications when videos drop. Each video that drops, you wanna make a comment on those videos. We pick a random video, we give away statues based on a comment. You can say whatever you want. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. So these are real life things. This isn't meant to be funny, although some of them might have some humor in them. It's not like that previous video. If a few of these apply to you, you probably have a little bit of an addiction problem. Hopefully it's not running your life, but I have no doubt in my mind there are people within this community or any collecting community that this truly is an addiction, which is not healthy for you. I advise you to get some help. The best way to get help, just give all your statues to another addict. So number 1, again, no particular order. If you have to look at your statue collection every day, you're probably a statue addict. I love this shit, and I come down here when I can, but I'm very busy, so sometimes there will be a few days that I don't come down here even when I'm home. One of the reasons I do enjoy making these videos, it gives me a chance to look at my collection, but I film stuff so sporadically, even though you see it consistently, that I may not be down here for 3 days. It's okay to go a day without looking at the statue collection. But if that's not you, you're probably an addict. Number 2, if you have a credit card balance you can't pay off because of statues, you're definitely a statue addict. My wife and I, we charge a lot on a credit card each month. I probably don't want to tell you, but it's in the $20,000 to $30,000. Now, a lot of that is different things. It's work-related stuff that I'm reimbursed for. However, we pay it off every single month. And as I've talked about in this video right here, I get shitloads of points. But if you have a balance that's accruing interest because of statue purchases, that is definitely an addiction. There is no reason you should be paying interest simply to have a painted piece of rock. Number 3 is you look at statue content online every day. This could be specific manufacturer websites, this could be forums, this could be Facebook. If you have to look at it every single day, or it's one of your favorites or your top visited site, then you are definitely a statue addict. And you should look at getting better. Unless you tune into the Extreme Channel on YouTube every day. That's okay to do. But if this takes your top priority in life, you're probably a statue addict. There's a lot cooler stuff out there besides statues that you can look at every day online. I mean, did you guys know there's naked ladies online? Number 4, you have a tape measure handy in your statue collection area. And this is handy because when a new statue comes out, you want to measure to see if you can fit it. Maybe another way of saying this is if you have a tape measure that is used more often for statue-related stuff than other things, then you're probably a statue addict. This is my statue tape measure. I have about 10 of them in the home, but this is the one I use, and I have to keep it handy. Next one I'm guilty of. You pay to store empty boxes. That's right, as I've talked about in this video right here, I have a storage unit. And inside of it are all empty boxes. I mean, they have packaging in them, but there's nothing valuable. I always wonder if someone from Storage Wars finds a locker like that and it's just the packaging of statues, but they Google online, what's Prime 1 Darkseid or whatever that looks like, they would probably bid so much money on that unit just to find out all the boxes are empty. I think that would be a hilarious episode of Storage Wars. All right, so I think I lied at the beginning. It's not 10, it's 15. You know, most people don't know this, but there's only 3 types of people in the world. Those who can count and those who can't. Number 6. You buy a statue you really don't want just because it's been too long since you've unboxed another statue. I did that in the past. I hadn't unboxed a statue in a while, and so I ended up buying another statue as kind of a filler, and it was one I didn't hold on to for very long. That definitely makes you a statue addict if your next unboxing is too far away and you have to buy something in between. Number 7. You're probably a statue addict if you sell a statue that you bought less than 6 months ago. Now, there's exclusions to this. Maybe you have a medical emergency or emergency bills. I'm just talking about you bought it and you no longer want it or you need space. Then you're probably a statue addict if you sell it and you bought it 6 months ago or less. Next one. You're online looking at new statues right after you unboxed one or the day after. Why don't you enjoy the one you got instead of looking for new ones? If you're looking for new ones right away, you are 100% a statue addict and you should probably get some help. Number 9, you either wake up or you go to sleep thinking about statues. When I first got in this hobby, I was doing that. I was thinking about where I could display stuff. That is not healthy, people. If you are doing that, you need to take a step back from statue collecting. And in the next month, I'm actually going to release a video on how I was able to take a step back. I know how absurd that seems when you look at behind me and you see all those statues, but I'm going to talk about kind of my exit, my journey out of collecting, how it's been over the last few years. Number 10, look at your YouTube subscriptions. If more than half are to statue-related content, you're probably a statue addict. Again, this is something bad. You should get out of it. This is not a healthy thing to be addicted to. It's not healthy to be addicted to anything. Number 11, you go as cheap as possible on your display shelving just so you can buy more statues. We see this a lot. And I've done many videos where I talk about the importance of proper display case is just as much as the statue. But the people who try and buy the cheapest displays so they can afford more statues, you're doing it backwards and you're an addict. If you've ever called in sick to work just to make sure you get that delivery, you're probably a statue addict. I mean, I haven't done that, but I've had stuff delivered to my work so I don't miss it. So keep that in mind. If you ever call in sick because you're waiting on a delivery, you're probably addicted to statues. Those people that pay for express shipping, I think you're an addict. Why is it that you don't have the patience to wait 1 month, especially for a statue that you might keep for years or decades? If you have to pay for express shipping, I think you're addicted to statues. You just want that next buzz, that next unboxing. This one I actually stole from the previous video. Somebody put this in the comments, but it was, if your significant other knows who Mrs. X is, then you are probably a statue addict. That is really bad. But it's kind of cool too, so there's nothing wrong because Mrs. X is freaking awesome. I think we can all agree upon that. Number 15, this is one I never understood. If you receive a statue and you're doing something and you drop what you're doing to open the statue immediately. I want to say that when I get a statue, on average, I probably open it up, if I'm home, about 48 hours after arrival. I open it up when I can and when I can film a video, but it's rare I open it up the same day, even when I'm in town. But if you have to open it up right when you get it, you are definitely addicted. It can wait. It's going to be the same thing in 2 days. It doesn't spoil. It doesn't get bad. So there are a lot more than those 15 signs of statue addiction. Again, throw some in the comments below and read everybody else's comments. That's the fun time we can interact with each other. But I appreciate you guys watching and make sure to stay tuned for more content. To see more of that content, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a like because I'm not going to tell you why, but this was really hard for me to film and it had nothing to do with the source or the actual content. But I appreciate you guys and I'll talk to you soon. Take care of yourself.